Hello and welcome. So I am doing another timeless love reading. So whenever you may find this, it may resonate with you. I have 3 columns in front of me. So what I want you to do is just focus on whatever column calls to you. I have put some objects next to them to help people kind of tune in. So in column 1, I just have it's like a scented stone that I have a big bowl of them and they smell delicious, and it's kind of like an emerald green. The second column, I have a tiger's eye stone, and then the third column, I have another one of those scented stones, but it's kind of an orangey color. So I am going to give you all a minute to tune in and pick a column. Please keep in mind that these are general. I am not responsible for any decisions you choose to make in your love life. These are purely for entertainment, and if they resonate, then that's wonderful. But of course, because they are general, a personal love reading is always going to speak more directly to you. Okay, column 1, you are first. So let's go ahead and flip over the oracles and see what they say. And then I will do a tarot spread to get some more clarity. So you have soulmates, release your ex, and wishing well in reverse. I will also list the decks I used in the description box below if you are interested. Okay, so just going to tune in for a second here. So I feel like whoever this resonates with, you're dealing with a very difficult relationship, perhaps one that you are struggling to break free from. And I feel like perhaps this is a karmic relationship. So those are always, the karmic challenging ones are always very difficult to break free from. And they usually bring up a lot of pain, growth, and lessons. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to clarify what's going on with this connection with the tarot. Okay, so this card is the relationship right now. This card is your feelings. This card is your partner's feelings. This is the obstacles or potential blocks that might be coming your way or that you're already experiencing. Best approach, advice, or action to take. And then the potential future. And of course, I always say potential because, you have free will, your person has free will, and we are constantly manifesting. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over everything, see what we're working with, and then we'll dive in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So column 1, yeah, this looks like a difficult situation for you. So I am going to go more in depth into these oracles, but I first want to just kind of talk about what I'm seeing in the tarot. So the first card, the relationship right now, is being represented by the Knight of Wands. I am going to clarify on all these, but the Knight of Wands is perhaps a relationship that is coming and going, right? It's a relationship that is very, passionate, exciting. There might be a lot of sexual chemistry, but it's not very grounded and it's not very stable. And so that is how I feel the relationship is being represented. The way that you're feeling when it comes to this person, this connection with 3 of Wands, I feel like and again, we're going to clarify, but at this point, it looks like you have passion for this person, but you're waiting. I sense that you're waiting. Like maybe you know, given an ultimatum. Maybe you've been, you know, pursuing this person and not really getting what you want in return. Maybe just because the relationship is so, you know, up and down, on and off, you're kind of waiting for them to return. So that's kind of how you're feeling. It's not necessarily a bad energy, but again, looking at all the other cards, I'm just sensing that there's kind of a longingness here. So we'll see as we move forward. But your person's feelings, your person is very drawn to you. They are attracted to you. They definitely have feelings for you. I know a lot of people think of this card as like the true love card. I don't necessarily think that alone is enough for me to say that. I need some more clarifiers. And, you know, it's just a 2, remember, right? So we're not looking at a 10. We're not looking at a king or a queen. We're just looking at like instant attraction. So perhaps this person is very physically attracted to you as well. The 4th card is the obstacles, and we have the 6 of Cups. So looking at all the other cards, because I always read in context to everything, of course, right? No card is just means one thing. When I look at the 6 of Cups with everything else I'm seeing, and just like the energy I'm picking up from the spread, I feel like this relationship has a lot of memories and perhaps history, and that can be in this lifetime or in others, right? So sometimes it's that we've known this person for so long in this life, we have a lot of history with them. Maybe we've been on and off for several years or several months even that are very intense, and so we're very connected to this person emotionally on some level. But it can also just mean we've just met someone and there's like this energetic memory, right? There's this feeling of I've known you before. Even if you're not consciously aware of it, this can also talk about a past life connection, or that this person is mirroring a past relationship for you. So what I often see is if someone's had a very dysfunctional relationship with a parent, like an emotionally unavailable parent, then this card can often speak of repeating those patterns because it's familiar. There's a sense of familiarity and comfort in this card, but that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. Your best approach and advice and action to take. So again, we're going to clarify with these cards, but just looking up this right now, to me, I feel for many of you, this card is speaking about looking at the big picture long term. What is going to bring you security and a solid foundation? This right here, the Knight of Wands, is not solid. They might eat them. I don't even think this person would promise you anything because they're just so in the moment. If it is a person, if it's just the relationship, it's just the energy of just being kind of on and off and probably very hot and cold. But the 10 of Pentacles to me is talking about that security where you can plant firm roots and grow with this person, and where it's stable. Might not be fiery and hot, but it's stable. So to really consider that when looking at this relationship. For others, it might be that this needs to end because we are looking at a 10, but I'm going to clarify when we do our second round with some clarifiers. Where this relationship is heading at this point, the potential future, and I'm seeing the Hermit as you. I'm seeing that this is perhaps a separation and being in solitude and really trying to do some inner work, perhaps even healing. The Hermit is often a card of solitude. I often, see it as someone who is processing some difficult feelings. And I have seen it a lot when there has been a separation and the person is alone. So that's kind of the overall energy that I'm looking at right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifiers on each one of these. So I first want to ask, why is the relationship being represented by the Knight of Wands? Okay. So yeah, I'm definitely sticking to my my storyline here. So okay, let's go back to the beginning. So the relationship right now is being represented by the Knight of Wands, and what I'm seeing is that there's almost this draw to this person, this relationship, and thinking that perhaps they are the one, or just being so captivated by them to the point where you're not seeing what else might be out there. But also this card can speak of someone who is kind of longing for more, right? So if you look at this person in the Four of Cups, they're kind of daydreaming off into this cup. That's the first thing that I noticed when I put this card down. But they don't look very happy. They're almost like being like cast under a spell. And so I don't know if this is what that person does to you, where you just feel when they're in your presence or when they're in your life that you're just unable to break away from them. And I forgot to mention that for some people, you could be the other. Like sometimes I see, you know, two distinct people and I never know who is who. So if this is speaking about your person, or if it's the other energy in this dynamic, what I'm seeing is that someone is not stable enough to have a long-term commitment at this point. They're not in it. They're not ready. And with that Four of Cups, there is sort of this dissatisfaction and just being your mind somewhere else. So that could be someone else in the relationship where they're focused on something else that they can't really emotionally give to the relationship. When I look at these two, there's no deep emotional commitment here. And your feelings, looking at these Three of Wands clarified by the Seven of Swords, yeah, I think that you're waiting and you still have passion for this person, but you're either trying to use strategy to kind of get this person back, or you're waiting and you're pulling back a bit. The Seven of Swords is a card of strategy, but it's also a card of pulling back. Let me just clarify the Seven of Swords real quick. Okay, so the 10 is yeah, you guys can still see that. So you're definitely trying to use strategy here, but I think mentally someone in this dynamic is just depleted. I'm not necessarily seeing this as a betrayal just because, I'm not seeing enough in the cards as of yet. For some of you, there could be that you are waiting for this person and feeling betrayed because they have not reciprocated your feelings. They have not returned your calls. They have not come back into your life. Yeah. So I think that this waiting energy is probably, I don't want to use the word killing you because that's a little intense, despite that Ten of Swords card there. But I think mentally this person is taking up a lot of your headspace at this point. Now their feelings with the Two of Cups with the Emperor. This is really interesting. So I just want to clarify that. So I think this person is attracted to you, but with that Emperor and that Magician there, I'm feeling like, I don't want to say for the wrong reasons, but I think they like the control they have in that dynamic for some reason. Like with the Magician and the Emperor, I'm seeing someone who's very like charismatic, very masculine. Whether this is a male or female doesn't really matter. They're very sure of themselves. They know how to use their energy and authority. And I feel like in terms of feelings, for a lot of you, what I'm sensing is that this person may have you kind of wrapped around their finger, and they like that control. You know, they are attracted to you though. Like there's no doubt about that. But again, it's just a two. It's just attraction. You know, I'd want to see more in terms of how a person felt for another if I was looking at something long lasting. Now, what's the next card? Okay, so the obstacles and blocks. We have the Six of Cups with the Five of Wands. So yeah, I think there's history here again, whether past life history or whether history in this lifetime with this person, and you're feeling just very conflicted and very like almost like I need to win this person over. I need to win this battle. I need to ultimately get this person where I want them. And again, going back for some people in their earliest childhood relationships, you know, was there the need for self-approval in the family dynamic? Was a parent emotionally unavailable where you were constantly trying to be seen or be heard or be validated, because you might be repeating that dynamic with this person? I mean, I hate to be the psychoanalyst here, but I do see that energy here. And often when I've seen the six of Cups in certain contexts come up in my person or private love readings, you know, the person often clarifies that for me, that they're, you know, there's a lot of history in childhood that is being repeated in the romantic relationship sphere. So the best approach advice, yeah. So with the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Swords, you were being asked to, these cards are not like very romantic, right? They're very like to the point and very practical and very objective. And so your advice and approach is to take on those traits, right? The King of Swords doesn't really let emotions cloud him. He's very objective, logical, and he's also fair, right? So consider, you know, where has the relationship been? What has happened between you two? And, you know, if the King of Swords is cutting someone out, it's not because he's being rash. And, you know, sometimes the Queen of Swords can be more like that. But when I see the King of Swords and the way I associate the King of Swords in this reading in particular, is that this is asking you to adopt these traits and to almost, again, we talked about looking into the future, you know, long-term security. The King is like, he's mastered his suit, right? Does this make sense? Is this a good dynamic for me to be in? Is this working for me? Is this person going to bring me stability and security? And this King of Swords just answers those questions and then makes those decisions, right? There's no emotional, there's no like listening to the heart. It's like, no, you know, the mind kind of takes control here. And if the relationship or the person is being symbolized by the Knight of Wands, now this was the relationship, but it can, for some of you, it might really speak to like who the other person is. But we have a Knight here. This is not very mature energy. The King of Swords is. So you're being asked to kind of be mature about this and objective in your approach. So think long-term security and just not letting emotion cloud that decision. So moving forward, we have the potential future, we have the Hermit, and we have it clarified with the Seven of Wands. So to me, I mean, for everyone, it might be a little different, but to me, this looks like you have blocked this person out. Perhaps this card really speaks to who's taking this advice seriously and like adopting these traits in the King of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles energy. And then you're going within and you're not letting anyone else in right now. This could actually be that this person tries to come back again and you're like, no, like I can't do this anymore. And you're really trying to figure out yourself in this dynamic, what you want, whether this dynamic is worth it for you. The Hermit is very introspective and he has a lantern here. And that is really symbolic for shedding light on some things that perhaps you couldn't see before or that you didn't want to see before. And now you're ready to be like, okay, let's just look under the blanket here. Let's open the closet. What is under here that I don't want to look at? And my guess is something that's coming back from the Six of Cups energy. So that's kind of the bulk of the reading that I'm getting. I am going to go into these cards to to close the reading, but this is a soulmate relationship. And I know that we all have different, definitions of soulmate and karmic relationships and all that. To me, soulmates is a relationship that comes in to teach your soul lessons. And sometimes soulmates last forever, sometimes they don't. And many don't, right? Because they come in, they teach your soul lessons, and then they move on. Or you teach them lessons, and then the relationship, dissolves. This can be with a friend, this can be with a lover, this can be with anyone. And this dynamic, clearly it's a romantic relationship. And so I can see why it's so hard to release this person, because they're a soulmate, and soulmates, there's this connection, right? I've been here before. I've known you before. This is familiar. I like this. I like being in this. Despite the dysfunction, I like it because it's familiar. And so you are being asked to clear your energy and let this person go. So I'm going to see what the book has to say with Wishing Well in reverse. Where is it? So we have number 48. Okay, so it's in reverse. So when it's in reverse, you're just getting some extra protection because sometimes the energy can be a little bit more challenging. And the card says that this is not the time to force anything to happen in your life, especially whatever seems to be eluding you. You can't demand the universe provide you with what you want. Unmet desires can burst into a destructive fire of obsession. Step back, breathe, and take your attention away from what you want. Ask instead for what you need. Only the unseen knows how to align desire, inspiration, and its manifest form. As the coin disappears into the mystery of the dark pool at the bottom of the well, have faith. Don't engage in wishful thinking. You must co-create with spirit, not make demands. You may yet get what you want. Never forget that life is filled with choices. Make a wish, but be open to the enchanted way in which spirit fulfills your desires. So that really closes the reading nicely, and it really speaks to what the tarot are saying. This is why I love combining tarot with oracles. I almost never do readings, just quick readings for myself, maybe with tarot, but when I'm doing private client readings, always use a number of different oracles and the tarot, because they help see the picture so much clearer, and they help kind of really narrow down what's going on. And the Wishing Well in reverse really kind of speaks to this Four of Cups that I was talking about, right? There's like this longing for this thing that you think is the one or the best decision for you, or the best person for you, or the best relationship, or whatever. But perhaps the universe has something better even planned, but you're not going to be able to recognize it because you're not even looking. You're so focused on this. It's kind of like tunnel vision. So I hope that was helpful for someone out there. If anyone resonates and is comfortable sharing, I would love to hear that, or like the video if it spoke to you in some way. You can also privately email me. I know some of this stuff is personal. Some people don't really like to post on live channels. So I am going to end the reading there. Oh, sorry, column one. I forgot. I wanted to pull some Hidden Truth Oracle messages really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 2. This is messages from your person. So I love you. And I wish I had treated you better. Okay, yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one for sure. Because like I said, their feelings, they do care for you, right? There are feelings there. But I hate to say it, but sometimes love is not enough. And I think that this person has their own stuff, right? If this message resonates for someone in the dynamic, I wish I treated you better, right? We talked about their feelings, they have feelings, but, right? There's a big but there's some control dynamics, manipulation dynamics, maybe some narcissistic traits there. I'm not sure. there's something that's blocking this person from being able to be in a long-term, mature, healthy dynamic. But they care for you, right? The love is there. This is a soulmate, but fear is asking you to release them. And yeah, so this is a tough one. So I hope that this resonated with someone or helped you in this type of relationship. Oh gosh, they're hard. I know they're hard. I've been in them myself. So please reach out if you need some personal guidance, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, column 2, you chose the Tiger's Eye. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over the oracles and see what we have here. So follow the leader. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And mending. Okay. So, before we dive into this, I am going to just draw a quick tarot spread and just see what's going on with this connection and see if we can get some more clarity to what this reading is all about. So just give me a sec while I shuffle and lay out the card. Okay, so card 1 is the relationship right now. Card 2 is your feelings. Oopsies. Card 2 is your feelings within this dynamic. Card 3 is your person's feelings in this dynamic. Move that over a little bit. There we go. Card 4 are the obstacles or blocks in this dynamic. Card 5 is the best approach, advice, or action you need to take. And card 6 is the potential future. And I say potential because you have free will, your person has free will, and we are constantly manifesting. So if everything stays the same right now, this is the potential future. So I'm just going to flip everything over to see what we're working with. So the relationship right now is the High Priestess. Your feelings are the Eight of Wands. Your person's feelings, the Hierophant. The obstacles and blocks are the Six of Pentacles. The best approach, advice, or action to take is the Two of Cups. And the potential future is the Ace of Swords. Okay. Very different energy than column 1. So in column 1, I kind of did it a bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify each of these cards first. I love to clarify. I don't really ever read without doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify each of these cards and then we will dive in. So let's clarify the relationship right now. It's the High Priestess. Clarify person's feelings with the Eight of Wands. Clarify the other person's feelings. Obstacles and blocks. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Clarify for the best approach, advice, or action. Clarify the Two of Cups. And then the potential future. Please clarify the Eight of Swords. Or Ace of Swords, sorry. Did I say Eight of Swords? Please clarify the Ace of Swords. Huh. Okay. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm going to kind of tune in and see what we're working with here. I think I want to clarify the High Priestess one more time, just to kind of... Hmm. Okay. So I don't know. I feel like for this connection, I think there's a lot of potential here. And I think that there's definitely the possibility of reconciliation or forgiveness of some sort if someone needs to be forgiven. I don't know if that's going to resonate with someone. It might not even be that anyone needs to be forgiven per se, but maybe there's just been a little bit of a fight. Maybe this is a newer relationship and this is kind of your first fight and you're kind of wondering, you know, what does this mean? So we're going to talk about the tarot first and then I'm going to get into these oracles. But the relationship right now is being represented by the High Priestess, and it was clarified by the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So I have the feeling that like both of you in this relationship might be holding back in some way. You're holding back in some way. You're perhaps kind of hidden or behind the scenes. Maybe you're not, you know, telling everyone about this person. Maybe for some of you, this relationship has to be kept hidden for whatever reason. And with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Wands clarifying that, I just feel like someone is keeping their feelings kind of under wraps. And they might even be a bit unsure of how they feel. And then someone else might be feeling really kind of excited about the dynamic. But again, they're not sharing either. So with the High Priestess, people, you're not, you know, it could just be a very, I don't know if you guys are water signs. Maybe it's a very intuitive connection where you don't feel like you have to speak. You just know. But either way, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Now, the way you're feeling in this connection is the Eight of Wands and the Emperor. You're just wanting to like, so feelings, you're feeling very passionate and excited. So maybe you're like represented by that Page of Wands over there. But you're also like feeling like you need to maintain those feelings, right? The Emperor is about control. So again, that really goes back to the High Priestess, where I'm just getting this energy of people that are like, you're either not really being open with how you're feeling in this relationship, you're maybe holding back, waiting for the other person, and you're trying to almost control your feelings, hold them back, repress them. But there's a lot going on here. Might even be some anxiety, right? I often see the Eight of Wands as excitement, but excitement and anxiety can feel very, very similar. And so that's how you're showing up. Now your person, their feelings are the Hierophant with the Devil. So, okay, so what I'm getting with this person is they're feeling very, how do I word this? They're very focused on what will look good, what is appropriate for them, what is traditional, what will society accept, right? And so that's what their feelings for you are, I would say very like traditional and whatnot, but these things are dictating their feelings to some extent, right? So maybe feeling very, I don't want to use the word obsessed, but consumed, very, no, it's not, I don't want to say that this is like a bad thing, but I never really liked the Devil for feelings. And with the Hierophant, there might just be some rigidity to this person's feelings and feeling very, I don't know, are they religious? Does that resonate for someone? They might be really torn because maybe you don't share that religion. I'm going to see if I can pull one more clarifier. Clarify why this person's feelings are the Hierophant. Okay, yeah. So I think they're feeling probably pressured do what is expected of them in some way when we see that Hierophant. And with the Devil and the Eight of Swords, this is just telling me the intensity of their feelings, and that they might be feeling a bit pressured is the word I'm looking for. Pressured. I don't know if, again, I don't think you guys are talking about your feelings. I don't think you're really sharing. But for whatever reason, they think they have to make a commitment. They think they have to marry you. They think they, and their own thinking patterns and their own perceptions about this dynamic is causing them a bit of like, I'm almost getting a little bit of commitment phobia here, or something like that. So I don't know if that's going to resonate with anyone. This is really interesting. Now let's go to the obstacles. So the obstacles and blocks are the Six of Pentacles with strength. So why, let's see, did I drop the card? Why is the Six of Pentacles the obstacle here? You know what? You know what's coming through is that the obstacle is, yep, read my mind. The obstacle is that, like, so the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving, right? And we talked about how this dynamic, you're not sharing how you're feeling. You're not maybe moving forward. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you're both a little scared. Perhaps this person's energy is making you kind of want to control your feelings. Like I would probably, I get that, right? If you're sensing this person's maybe even pulling away because they're feeling, you know, that happens in some dynamics where we meet someone and, you know, we want this person, we want to be with this person. They're the person we've been looking for. We think we can settle down with them or whatever. And that terrifies the crap out of some people, right? And I'm wondering if that's what's going on with your person. And then as a result, you're like pulling back and trying to control your feelings because you don't want to pressure them more than they're already pressuring themselves. And the obstacle here is that this dynamic, the Six of Pentacles is about giving and taking. Strength is about almost resisting temptation. So again, the obstacle is that, like, in order for this relationship to thrive, there has to be more of a balance in giving and taking. And what this column of cards is showing me with the Two of Swords is you can only keep up this for so long. Something's got to give. You can't keep up this dynamic. It's just not going to work. Someone has to be vulnerable. Someone has to speak how they're feeling. The relationship has to go to the next level, perhaps. Maybe it's just staying up this one level, and in order to move forward, you have to take that next level, or the relationship stalls, right? Or falls apart. So strength is also about patience. And so as an obstacle, perhaps someone's running out of patience. Like, when is this person going to make a move? Or when is this person going to ask me out again? Or when is this person going to propose? It could be like, I don't know where in the dynamic you are. This is a general reading. So, I'm not going to really get into those details. But what I am seeing is that your best approach, advice, or action is to make connection, right? So we're not really connecting. We're holding back our feelings. We're hiding them, essentially, holding them back. We're just kind of freaking ourselves out. This is an obstacle in the dynamic, right? So we're scared, but this is an obstacle. And the way forward is to have a heart-to-heart connection, to tell each other how you're feeling. And the Knight of Pentacles is saying it's okay to go slow, right? To be practical and responsible, and that it's okay to just almost like the Knight of Pentacles can be like the friend card. Now, I'm not saying friend zone this card. I'm saying, like, connect with this person, have a heart to heart, and maybe it's okay that you're just friends taking it slow, or you're going to date longer before you make that other commitment, or before you move in, or whatever the next step is for you, wherever you are in this connection. And if this is resonating, it's okay to keep it where it is. You don't have to jump ahead, right? This person is thinking about commitment and they're freaking themselves out. And I don't think there's a need for that. Like, if there's the connection, then just enjoy the connection. That's okay. So let me see. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, he doesn't rush, and that's your advice in this dynamic. You don't need to rush. You can take your time. You can just stay friends if that's what you are right now, like friends, or just stay dating. Whatever the dynamic is, that is okay. So where you're heading, the potential future is the Ace of Swords. So, you know, the Ace of Swords is, of course, clarity, a breakthrough. I like this, especially with all what I'm seeing. And I think someone's taking action. That's what it looks like to me. Someone's communicating. I want to see what is this Ace of Swords all about when it comes to this connection. Yeah, someone's taking a step forward, and it's whoever identifies with this King of Wands energy. So, of course, it could be, you know, the man in this relationship. If you're non-binary, it is, you know, the person who resonates with the King of Wands traits. And so the King of Wands is very confident. He's very action oriented. He's very passionate, and he follows those passions. He doesn't sit around and wait. He's very courageous. He's very like Aries like, and he speaks his mind, and he goes after what he wants. He doesn't sit around. And so I think he's making an offer with this Four of Cups. And with the Two of Wands just clarifying what this is, I think I keep saying he, sorry, whoever, it could be a woman too, if you identify with the King of Wands. They're moving the relationship forward, right? It's because we're going from an ace to a two, and like an offer. So whatever that offer is. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, like you haven't even gone out with, like maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is just like an office flirtation, and this is this person finally asking you out. It could be that. It's whatever the next step in that dynamic would be. So for some of you, it's just asking someone out. For others of you, it's asking for that second date. For some of you, it's, you know, going on a vacation together or something like that. For some reason, I think this might be newer. I don't know. So I don't know. I like this energy. I want to read these cards to you and kind of close the reading, and they kind of clarify the reading. So again, mending. So this is like, to me, this is either someone, they could be apologizing, they could be coming back together. This card, I like this card. Let me see if the Oracle book has anything extra to add on it. I always like to read them because they have such beautiful messages. So yeah, forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. So I didn't necessarily see an argument. I mean, there could have been. But this is just about coming to a place of forgiveness and togetherness and moving forward. The energy needs to clear. Like you're bridging the gap. And closing, it literally says closing your heart is not the answer. And absolutely not. Because look at the advice. Like this totally matches the advice card. This is like an open heart, the Two of Cups. So you have the power to heal whatever has happened here, and to ask yourself, what would love do? And only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. For some of you who need to forgive, I see it in the cards, or you're being called to make those first steps. For others, it's just this relationship needs to move forward. Someone needs to speak up. Someone needs to be a bit brave. Someone needs to take a chance. And I see that someone is most likely going to be doing that very soon. Now, the Follow the Leader card. Let's see what this one's about. I like that leader energy because it kind of speaks to that Aries King of Wands energy that I was just talking about. So it says that every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You're being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those with great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then in turn have more to offer. So yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I'm wondering if this reading is switched and the person who's watching is actually this person who's like terrified of, commitment or I don't know, something like that. But that energy really kind of reminds me of this King of Wands energy. And um, if you represent with that energy, then I see that you will be taking that action. You will have that courage. And if you don't, and you feel like this resonates with the person you're thinking of, I think they're going to be coming through very soon. They're going to be being brave. They're going to be speaking their truths, and they're going to be moving this relationship forward, and whatever that means for you too. So I think that kind of solidifies the reading. I hope that was helpful. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about this card. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this card just is adding a layer to this reading about, again, maybe not someone not knowing what they want, someone really being excited, but again, that page is very new, and just deciding, right? So we go back to the obstacle. We can't stay at this impasse. We have to give more. We have to just make that conscious decision that we want to move forward with this person. That, I have known some people that are so nervous or intimidated, or maybe they've been so hurt before that they almost won't even admit to themselves that they want this other person. And so maybe for you, that's all it is. It's just consciously putting that out to the universe that this is the person that I would really like to get to know more. And perhaps for you, that is an act of bravery. So to close the reading, I'm just going to pull 2 cards from my Hidden Oracle Truth deck. So love messages. So these are from your person. I wish I could share my good news with you. And I wish things could be different. So it's so interesting. So I wish, right? It's like they're saying that they want something to be different than it is, right? I wish I could share my good news with you. I wish things could be different. That is definitely this person, right? Because they're just like, they're entrapped in their own mind, their own thoughts. They're nervous about commitment. They're nervous about, what's expected of them. They're trying to do the right thing. And this is a card of like, it's almost like they're not taking action, right? So that's where they're at right now. But I do think they're going to be taking action moving forward. So I hope that was helpful for some of you. If this resonates and this person takes action, I'd love to hear it. And I'm going to move on to the next reading. Okay, column 3, you chose this orange. I think I said there were these little rocks or stones that I got that are scented, and they're beautiful and they're sparkly and they smell delicious. So that's the column you chose. So let's just dive right in and see what you have. You have listening. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And go the distance in reverse. Interesting. So I'm going to pull a tarot spread, and we're going to kind of see what's going on for you in this connection. Getting some kind of mixed messages already here, so this will be an interesting one. So if you just want to give me a minute, I'm going to draw a spread, pull some clarifiers, and then we will kind of see what we are dealing with. So let's see. So the first card I want to pull is going to be the relationship right now. So this is card number 1. Where is this relationship right now for column 3? Card 2 is, the feelings that you have in this relationship for this person at this time. Feeling. Card 3 is your person's feelings, or the person in this connection that you're wondering about. How are they feeling in this connection for you, about this connection? And card 4, just dropping my cards. Card 4 is the obstacles and blocks in this dynamic at this time, or the obstacles you're about to be facing, either or. Card 5 is the best approach, the advice, and the action you need to take. And then potential future is card 6, and I say potential because you have free will, so does your person, and we are constantly manifesting. So if everything stays the same as of when you're reading this, this is the potential future. Okay, so I'm going to flip everything over. We're going to see what we're dealing with, and I'm probably going to pull some clarifiers. So the relationship right now is judgment. Your feelings in this relationship, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm starting to put a storyline together here. Your person's feelings in this connection are the Ace of Swords. The obstacles are blocks. The 8 of Swords. Best approach, advice, or action to take is the High Priestess. Okay. And then the potential future, 10 of Cups. Okay. So, I'm going to clarify these. So, looks like so far what I'm seeing is that the relationship is being, something's occurred that has made one or both of you kind of reevaluate the relationship. Maybe reconsider, do I want this? Is this relationship what I'm looking for? Can this person provide what I'd like in a relationship? Did someone hurt someone? You're feeling very left out in the cold, perhaps rejected. So maybe this person pulled away from you. Maybe this person, behaved in a manner that really made you feel rejected and loved and abandoned. They're feeling very, they're not really in their feelings. They're kind of in their mind, and I'm going to clarify all that. But the relationship is having definitely some blocks right now, but what I'm seeing is a lot of it's just mental. There's no real physical block. It's like it's mentally on both your ends. I want to clarify this as your action to take because I want to get some more clarity on that. And I want to clarify the outcome with the 10 of Cups because 10s, it looks really happy, but I want to just make sure. So let's clarify the relationship. Why is the relationship of judgment for column 3? Oopsies. I keep dropping my cards in this reading. I don't know if that means anything. Butterfingers here. Okay. So I want to clarify again, like what is judgment about in this connection? Yeah, okay. Make sure you guys can still see all that. Oh yeah, I got lots of room here. I'm still getting used to like doing all this on camera and fitting it all in pretty. So, okay, so let's just clarify why you're feeling the 5 of Pentacles. And what is the 7 of Swords? See, they're slipping and sliding again. I don't know if that's like what this relationship is like. Like it's just hard to hang on to. Clarify the 7 of Swords. Did it again. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this dynamic. I might have to pull some more clarifiers here. Why is this person feeling? Okay. And then why is column 3 person feeling the Ace of Swords? What is the Ace of Swords? That's their feeling. And the obstacle, let's clarify the 8 of Swords as the obstacle in this connection. Why is the Eight of Swords such an obstacle? Yeah. And let's clarify the Lovers, just because I want to make sure that I'm picking this energy up correctly. Yeah, okay. And then let's clarify your best approach, advice, or action to take in this dynamic, in this connection. Clarify the High Priestess. What does this mean? For column 3, best action to take. Why the High Priestess? Oh. I'm going to move this there so I can interpret it a bit better. So, and then let's look at the outcome. Potential future. Clarify the Ten of Cups as the potential future for column 3. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Sorry that took a bit longer. My dropping my deck. So I know this looks like a hot mess, but we'll get into it. So the relationship right now, his judgment, clarify with the Hierophant, and asked why, the King of Cups. So this is a reevaluation of basically commitment. You know, do I want to, for some of you, stay in this relationship? Do I want to further commit in this relationship? The whole relationship is being evaluated, and it's because of the King of Cups. So this could be like you're trying to be emotionally mature and make sure that this relationship will be emotionally fulfilling to you. That's what I'm getting. This is a very emotionally mature decision. I'm not necessarily seeing that anyone did anything wrong or anything. I mean, of course, this is a general reading, so for some of you, maybe that's the storyline. But for this reading, what I'm getting is that someone's really trying to figure out, is this what I want? Is this relationship what I want? Now, so the whole relationship is being under review, sorry. Now, your feelings are the Five of Pentacles. So that makes me think that maybe this reevaluation period is not because you want to, that someone else is trying to reevaluate the relationship. So maybe the King of Cups is your partner. So that could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. Doesn't have to be. It can also just be someone who embodies those traits. The King of Cups is also someone who could be, you know, who works in like caring professions, like is a therapist or a counselor of some sort. It could just also be someone who has a lot of water in their chart, or who, you know, is very comfortable with their emotions. Now, they don't always wear their emotions on their sleeve, perhaps, but they have the ability of having deep emotions. So I'm not sure if that's going to resonate, but you're feeling kind of rejected and abandoned because maybe you feel like someone has taken off. And what I'm getting at is that I don't think they've taken off to do anything shady. I mean, you might think that, because what I'm seeing is that like things used to be really good, and you're feeling like maybe all those good feelings are in the past now, that this person has pulled away, and that you're, you know, the only one trying to build this connection. But what I'm picking up is perhaps this person has pulled away because they're just trying to reevaluate, you know, this, like, I think they take this relationship very serious, and I think that that's why maybe they pulled away. I know that doesn't always make sense, but that's how some people manage their feelings. They need to kind of pull away and reevaluate. This person's feelings, they're very clear on their feelings, or they're going to be anyways. And I think they're realizing that they really truly care for you. And maybe that's what they need. If they've asked for a break or something, maybe that's actually what they need to come to that conclusion, because I think it's almost like they're going to have a breakthrough with their feelings. And I think they'll come forward and tell you. But the obstacle in this connection is the Eight of Swords. So it's a lot of mental stuff. And what I'm seeing is when I ask why is the Eight of Swords your obstacle in this connection, I got the Lovers and the King of Swords. So this is someone needing to make a decision. So yeah, so I can see this someone, maybe this person really likes being single or likes their freedom, but they really care for you, and so they're just really processing, which actually is a really good what's the word I'm looking for? It's a really good trait, I would say, because this person, again, they're taking this serious. They're not just like, okay, yeah, I'll commit, and then like a year later they're like, whoa, I don't want to commit. And I can see that. It kind of reminds me of how I was in my relationship, where I was kind of hot and cold in my partnership when I first got together with my now husband. But that's just because I took it very serious, and I was like, I'm not gonna, if I can avoid hurting this person, I will. So I need to be very sure that this is what I want. And I did need some time alone. So maybe this is a very similar situation where this person, and it might not even be that they're taking time alone. They might just be like emotionally pulling away, and you can sense that. But they're really trying to come to a decision that they're taking very serious. Now, your advice is really weird. It's a very weird advice, in my opinion. It was the High Priestess. So initially, the High Priestess doesn't really take action, right? She intuitively trusts her hunches, and then she takes action when she needs to. Now, the Two of Swords are saying eventually action is going to be needed. So if you are holding back right now, I think that that's okay. The cards support that, but that at some point you need to follow your intuition and communication will occur. And that will be, again, you're going to have to follow your intuition on that one. So that could be that you reach out, or that your partner reaches out, or extends communication in some way. You'd have to do a personal read to really get to those details. But if you are kind of keeping to yourself and trying to just trust your intuition, I support that. I think that's what the cards are showing is the best approach for you to take. It might be causing you a little anxiety or just a lot of mental stimulation. And so the antidote for that is to keep busy, exercise. Don't just sit at home and think about it. I would get moving if you are one of those people who might be separated from this person, or if they've asked for some space or something like that. I don't know. But the outcome to me looks pretty good with the Ten of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I mean, the potential outcome looks like a commitment. That's what I'm looking at. And, looking at where the relationship is now, it's like in deep review, the commitment's being, reevaluated, and your person's going to be coming to this breakthrough soon that, this is what they actually want, that they love you, that they care for you. So I think that the relationship is heading in a place of stability for sure. I really do. This is a really interesting reading. I think with the Ten of Cups, that is just emotional fulfillment, a happy family. So I don't know if this is, I'm not getting the vibe that this is someone who's already married, but it could be. Maybe you've been with your partner for a while. These are general readings. So maybe you've been with your partner for a while and you had a bit of a lull and you were trying to figure out, do we want to stay in this partnership? Maybe for some of you, you were seeing a therapist. You are seeing a therapist. If that's your story, I think that this is a really good sign that whatever you've been doing, it's working, and that this union can work. And with the King of Pentacles clarifying the Ten of Cups, to me, that's just, this is the long-term energy you want to see, right? Because we have the emotion, right? But we don't want too much emotion, right? Because then there's no stability with emotion, right? It's just like, it can be like too good to be true. But the King of Pentacles is like that groundingness. He's like the anchor that's like holding this house down, right? And so this to me is like the happily ever after, right? There's stability, there's security, there's happiness. So that's the potential. So let's go through your oracles and see what this extra information is giving us. So you had the first card, listening, and that is number 53. So let's find the listening. An open heart will hear the message. When this card appears, you're being reminded that there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. Okay, wow. I just have to interrupt this because remember your advice. This is why I love pairing oracles with tarot. They just never fail me. So it's like if you're being silent now and just kind of withholding and that trusting your intuition and knowing that maybe now's not the time to speak out, that's okay. You'll know when. You'll know when. And that's what this card is just solidifying. Now is an occasion for listening, paying attention not only to what is being spoken, but also to what is not being said at the moment. So the deeper message is not always obvious. Listen with your heart, not just your ears, and you'll find clarity. Receiving the listening card is a fortunate sign and ensures a greater understanding of your circumstances. So, I mean, the energy I'm getting with this, and maybe this is just for a very few people, I have no idea. These are general, but I'm like getting the energy that that because of your feelings, you're thinking this relationship might be falling apart. You're looking at almost as the glass half empty, when if you switched your perception to the glass being half full, you would see a different perception. Basically, you would see a different perspective, and that different perspective would be that if this person is trying to reevaluate the relationship, or if both of you are, it doesn't mean it's doomed. Like, maybe that's a really good thing. Like, how often do people really think about the seriousness of the commitment and really take time to be like, am I wanting to do this? Like, to me, that's a very mature thing. It's a very noble thing, right? If we were in relationships and just kind of followed our feelings and stayed in the moment and didn't really think about the seriousness of them, we probably hurt a lot of people. And so I think this is really mature energy. It almost looks like, I said, like a relationship that's been going for a while and maybe had a little bit of a lull or a little bit of a disconnect. And for others, maybe it's that you've just been dating and this person is trying to decide, do they want to commit and marry you? That could be it. I think that they're going to want to. So I think that looks really good. Your card, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to make. Like that, that says it all. Now, this is the card I really want to read, because that's the card that's kind of throwing me off a bit, because it kind of is saying, well, it appears to be saying the opposite, but let's read it and let's tune in and see what we get here. So it's 47 in reverse. Every time there's a reversal, we want to just know that we're getting extra protection, because sometimes this energy can be a bit more challenging. So it says, do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing is happening? When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages, but there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You are learning how to conserve your strength, and this is temporary. And in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. Listen to the call of your soul. There's that intuitive nudge again, because it will never lead you astray. There is also an important time of letting go of what's not important. So column 3, I think that this is speaking directly to you and feeling like the go the distance in reverse is very much correlated to the 5 of Pentacles, where you're just feeling like I can't keep doing this. This person is draining me. This person's stressing me out. Like, I don't really know what's happening. But there is kind of there's a beauty in what's happening here. And I know that it might feel uncomfortable, but I don't see it being doom and gloom for you. I really don't. So I don't know, maybe you're someone who really struggles with anxiety, or maybe your attachment style is more insecure attachment. And so if this person has asked for a break, or if this person has told you that they're really reevaluating the relationship or whatever, maybe that's bringing out a lot of fear in you, which, I mean, of course. So I don't know your particular story, but what I'm seeing is that you're being called to listen, make the effort, and to trust that intuition, because I think that if you're waiting on a person, I think that they're coming to a conclusion, and I think that you, again, there's something here for you to learn. Like that card was speaking about resilience. That card was speaking about knowing that there's a time for everything, right? And so whatever you're going through, trust it's happening for a higher reason, and that if you're concerned that your partner is pulling away, I don't know that they're pulling away because they're leaving. They're pulling away because they really want to make sure they can move forward, right? They're kind of getting their ducks in a row to fully make that commitment, because I see that that commitment is coming if that's what you're waiting for. So I hope that was helpful, and please share your comments below or privately message me. You can email me if this resonated, or if you'd like a personal reading. They are a lot more personal, of course. So I'm going to pull some Hidden Truth Oracles just to close the reading. These are messages from your person. I love you. And then one more. I want to tell you how I feel. So something else that I love you too is forget. But so that matches with this, right? They're coming to terms with how they feel. They're coming to a breakthrough, and they want to tell you how they feel, and I think they will. So please share your comment, like this video if you enjoyed it or got something from it. And if you would like to reach out to me for a private reading, all my information is listed below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and take care, and stay tuned for some more videos.